Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Ladies and fellas, welcome to another episode of the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and we are at the end of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Era. So this time we are doing structure decks, Fury from the Deep and A Blaze of Destruction, and next week it's gonna be time for the Lost Millennium, which is frankly feels kind of insane. Like the fact that we are already entering the Jeexx era, it just feels like we've been doing this for not too long and already we're here. It's pretty cool, but we still have this episode to go. So I think we established last time, but yeah, Jeexx will be playing the Fury from the Deep, and I will be playing A Blaze of Destruction. These are essentially just a fire and a water structure deck. So let's see what they have in them. So let's start with Fury from the Deep. It has Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Daedalus as the sort of ultimate boss monster, 2900 and 1600, so pretty big. It can only be special summoned by attributing a Levia Dragon Daedalus, and then it's on a field effect. You can send Yumi or Umi you control to the grave to send all cards in both players' hands and the field to the grave except Neo Daedalus. So a Chaos Emperor Dragon-like effect. Without the burn, but you still get to keep this thing, but obviously much harder to bring on the field. Plus, you also need to have Umi on the field as well. So needing 2 specific cards to get it on the field is gonna be really hard, but if you manage to pull it off, it's essentially just a game winner on the spot. Then for some of the beaters, we've already seen a 7-color Fist, Sea Serpent Warrior from Darkness, and Space Mambo. Sorry, I wanted to play Sea Mambo for whatever reason. 800, 800, and 1700. Mother Grizzly is the water version of the usual Recruiter. When it's destroyed by battle and the grave, you can special summon a water monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck attack position. I think this is the first time we're seeing Starboy, I'm pretty sure. As long as Starboy is face on the field, all water monsters get 500 points to attack, and fire monsters lose 400 points. So in this episode, this essentially means a 900 swing for your board, which is pretty damn good. Then probably the best card, at least the best monster in the entirety of this structure deck, Tribe Infecting Virus. We've already seen it obviously, but like being able to wipe all monsters of specific type from the field against a deck that's mostly just gonna be Pyros is obviously really good, and being 1600 is still pretty decent as well. Then we have Fenrir, which is a new card, can only be special summoned by removing 2 water monsters from your grave from play, so into banish 2, and when it destroys an opponent monster as a result of battle, your opponent skips their next draw phase. Very powerful effect if you manage to pull it off, but having to banish 2 monsters for its summon, and it's only being 1400, it's pretty hefty and gimmicky, and as you'll see, you really don't want to be banishing stuff from your grave. And this Buggeroth, is just a direct attacker. If you have Umi, Levia Dragon Daedalus, which you need to tribute to Neo Daedalus in order to summon it, just has the Umi send where you wipe everything on the field. So unlike Neo Daedalus, this doesn't touch the hand, but it's still a very good 2600 attack beater. And you'll see with the retrain of Umi in the sets, this essentially turns into a 1 tribute monster, which is pretty good. Marine Knight can attack twice if you have Umi. Mobius Frost Monarch, obviously we've seen already. You can pop 2 back row, Unshaven Angler, is treated as 2 tributes for a water monster, which probably shouldn't matter. And Creepy Doll Manta is just a garbage card. But then where all of these structures seem to shine, we get to the spell traps, and once again rearing its ugly head is Snatch Steal makes its return. I'm not gonna cover these cards since we've already seen like basically all of the answers, cover the new ones. You already know by now what these do. MST is here as well. We have Premature Burial, which is why you don't really want to be banishing stuff from your grave. Pot of Greed, because every deck needs to have Pot of Greed, obviously. Heavy Storm, which this deck might not want to actually be playing because of a Legendary Ocean, and it's always treated as Umi. Sorry, I don't know why I keep pronouncing it as Yumi. And what this does is gives all water monsters a 200 attack and defense boost, and reduces the level of all water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1, which means you can tribute summon Daedalus with only 1 tribute. Creature swap as well, back here. Reload is here as well. I don't know if we've actually seen Salvage before. Salvage is actually a pretty damn good recursion card, where with Salvage you get to recur 2 monsters from your grave, but they have to specifically be water and 1500 or less attack, so you can't get back your boss monsters. Then the premier removal spell, Hammer Shot, in this deck, and then Big Wave, Small Wave is a new card where you destroy all water monsters you control, and then you special summon water monsters from your hand up to the stuff you destroy with it. Basically, you get to change them up, but need to do the stuff like Neo Daedalus having its condition where it has to specifically be special summoned with its own condition, and Mobius, you wanting to tribute summon. I don't think Jeexx is going to be playing this. Then for the traps, we have Dust Tornado, we have a Call of the Haunted, so more Graveyard Recursion. Gravity Bind, which this will be interesting once we get to the other structure deck, but for this, it's obviously Umi makes your level 4s level 3, so they can still swing under Gravity Bind. But still, because of some stuff in Blaze of Destruction, I don't see Jeexx playing this. Tornado Wall, only when Umi is on the field. While it's on the field, you take no battle damage from attacking monsters, and then when Umi leaves the field, this one gets removed as well. Torrential Tribute is why I didn't say... I wasn't sure if Tribe Effective Fire was the best card in the deck. I think this is going to be very, very good for the water deck. Spoiler alert, this is not in the Blaze of Destruction, so that's only for Fury from the Deep. Spellshade type 8, we have stuff like Heavy Storm and MST. I don't think we're going to be seeing this. And then Xingqian, who activate by selecting 2 spells or traps on the field, and those cannot be activated. It's a continuous trap. Very gimmicky. You would rather just remove stuff, so same thing here. I think you'd rather just play MST and Heavy Storm over it. But once again, like a lot of powerful spell traps, but also a decent amount of just good monsters as well, like stuff like Mobius, Trap Infecting Virus, was Starboy in this, Grizzly obviously. Even Sea Serpent and 7-color Fist, they're very good beaters, so that's the water structure, and now let's go to the fire structure deck. And right off the bat, Infernal Flame Emperor is the boss monster of this deck. It can be spell summoned, it's tribute summoned. When it's tribute summoned, you can banish up to 5 fire monsters from your grave, and you destroy spell traps up to the number of, equal the number of monsters removed from play with the effect. Importantly, it's smaller than Neo Daedalus. Neo Daedalus is 2900 and this one is 2700. Being like having to be tribute summoned with 2 tributes and having only an effect like this. Spoiler alert, I don't think I'm gonna be playing this card. I think this card looks pretty cool, but it is not very good. What is good though is Blazing Apache is 1850 beater. Great Angus is 1800, but Blazing Apache is very important because it's bigger by 50 points than the premier beaters of the water structure deck. UFO Turtle is this card's recruiter, so same thing as Mother Grizzly, but obviously for fires. Little Chimera, same thing. It doesn't have the condition where as long as this card remains face up on the field, but obviously that's what it does. So once again, 500 points to Fire Monster, 400 points from water monsters. Inferno is interesting. It's a 1900 wall, which cannot be normal summoned to set and must instead be special summoned from your hand by banishing one fire monster from your grave. So important, this only takes one, where Fenrir took two. And if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sits to the grave, you do 1500 burn damage, which it's a lot of burn damage, but this one only being in 1100, the more likely scenario is it just being a 1900 wall, which can be special summoned. Banishing one is much better than banishing two, obviously, but it's still gonna be hefty because stuff like Call of the Haunted and Premature, which this deck also has. A Monster Zombie, when it's special summoned from the grave, draw one card, so it just has the card of safe return effect attached on it. Well, hence why the card art is similar as well. Solar Flare Dragon, while you control another Pyro, this cannot be attacked, and during each free end phase inflict 500 burn damage. So it being Pyro obviously means the age-old classic luck of having two of the same, like Marauding Captain stuff. You can, if you have two Solar Flare Dragons, if your opponent doesn't find a way to deal with them, they can't attack and they take 1000 burn damage every end phase. So pretty cool stuff. Ultimate Baseball Kid, and this is where we get what is kind of important here, and what I was alluding to with the Gravity Bind thing. Inferno wants to be most of the time seeing it defense. Solar Flare Dragon doesn't matter if it's not really attacking, and the other premier attackers were Ultimate Baseball Kid, Raging Flame Sprite, and they're both level 3, so they can swing under Gravity Bind, and this is why I don't think Jeexx is going to be playing Gravity Bind. So Ultimate Baseball Kid, we've also seen before, is 1000 for every fire monster on the field except itself, and you can send fire monsters to the grave to burn your opponent for 500. So this could definitely get really big with all the recursion and actually being able to special summon because of those in this episode. And Raging Flame Sprite also returns level 3, can attack directly every time it inflicts battle damage. It gains 1000. Thestal is the Fire Soul Monarch in this fire deck. We saw it very recently, so has the discard effect, which has the burn if you hit a monster. Guys, also combustible, collective, 2000 attack, normal summonable beater. It can go up to 4000 if you so desire. It does piercing damage, battle damage, but it always gets popped during the end phase. So if you want a really big beater, you can run this, but we'll see. And then finally for the monsters, Foxfire during the end phase, if it was destroyed by battle and sent to grave, and it was face up at the end of the damage step, it just reoccurs itself, and it can be attributed for a tribute summon. Very gimmicky, very bad, very cute, but I will not be playing it. Then for the spell traps, Snatch Steal and MST also here. The field spell for this deck is Molten Destruction, which just you lose defense and gain attack on your fire monster, which is cool, but given the prevalence of Umi in the other structure and having access to Heavy Storm here as well, we'll see if I end up running this. Nobleman across out only here, and no flip monsters in the Warrior deck, but it has a couple that it maybe wants to set, so feels like a side card at best. Premature, Pot of Greed, and like I alluded to, Heavy Storm Reload. They also here. The removal spell for the Fire Structure deck is actually Tribute to Doom instead of Hammer Shot, so you obviously have to discard for it, but you get to specifically pick the monster. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing, which is nice. Dark Room of Nightmare, just to keep with the burn theme, and instead of having Gravity Bind, the Blaze of Destruction has level limit Area B, which might actually end up playing, since even though Umi does stuff to help Jeexx swing under this as well, so I feel like stuff like Ultimate Baseball Kid and Flame Spirit are just good enough to warrant running this, so we'll see. Necklace Command also returns here. Meteor of Destruction, if your opponent's life points are higher than 3000, do 1000 burn damage. Probably not gonna see it. Destinator, Call of the Haunted, spell shield type 8 here as well as Jar of Greed if you want more draw for whatever reason. And Backfire, a continuous trap where if a face of fire monster you control is destroyed and sent to grave, you deal 500 burn to your opponent. Sorry, that was a lot of stuff. I think these decks are really cool. I think they have a lot of actually good cards, not only the spell traps as we're used to, but also some pretty cool monsters, and I'm actually really excited to be playing this episode. But that's the structure decks, and next let's see what we can come up with for the decks ourselves. So I will see you all in the deck building section.
Okay, so Fury from the Deep. This is I swear I've already talked about this, but this is another instance of structure decks having like two releases back to back, or two sets that were released back to back or at the same time, which are meant to like complement each other in some way. In this case, we have Fear from the Deep and Blaze of Destruction. I think Blaze of Destruction is a fire starter or structure deck which has the burn effects, and a lot of like generally powerful monsters. And for Fear from the Deep, we have Umi. Or more specifically, we have a legendary ocean, which is always treated as Umi, which is an interesting effect that almost every instance of Umi has in the game. We type in Umi and then we put in a spell and field spell. I think we'll see, yeah, 4 of these. There's Pacifist, the Phantasm Megalancia, the Deep Sea City, Lemuria, the Forgotten City, and a Legendary Ocean. These 3 are fairly new, actually, like last 8 years kind of new, which is crazy to me because this thing was released way back almost 20 years ago now. So the fact that we still have cards that keep coming out that need Umi or that use Umi or now have absolutely like replaced it is interesting to me. But yes, this deck revolves around Umi and has a bunch of effects that say if you have Umi on the field, you can do a thing. For example, Daedalus has the effect of you can send one. Oh, actually, we should probably cover what a Legendary Ocean does before we do that. This card is always treated as Umi, so you can only have 3 copies of a card that is always treated as Umi in the deck. So, for example, I cannot have 3 copies of Lemuria, 3 copies of Megalancia, and 3 copies of Pacifism. I can only have 3 copies of one of each. This also goes for Umi itself. There we go. Can't ever have more copies of this than that. Oh, yeah, Luminous Park. So yeah, that would have been good. I won't lie. So yeah, the other effects that this card has is all water monsters on the field gain 200 attack and defense, which is similar to what Umi has, and all reduce the level of all water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1. This is important because this set, or these 2 sets, had Gravity Bind, which is something that we've not seen be played, but I think it was discussed at one point, because the fact that it would completely shut out an entire set. And then there was a level limit area. Yeah, level limit area B. This thing, which is a similar card to Gravity Bind, where they both interact with cards that are level 4 or higher. So because of the fact that we have a Legendary Ocean on the field, everything that's level 4 or below is below level 4 now. So for example, Tribe Infecting Virus, Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness, Colored Fish, Mother Grizzly, and Mermaid Knight would all be level 3 under the effect of Legendary Ocean, both on the field and in my hand. This also goes for tribute monsters. Daedalus is a level 7 Sea Serpent water type monster, which would require us to use 2 tributes, but because the fact that if you have Umi or Legendary Ocean on the field, we can tribute it for 1. That's really important. That's really important for the game plan of the deck. But yes, basically this card is what we want to always see in our starting hand, and if we can't get that, I think we're gonna get fucked. So we'll see how this goes. Then we have the first card that actually interacts with Umi. Daedalus, Leviathan Dragon Daedalus, a 2.6k beat stick that is fairly unimpressive, or unassuming, I guess, but it has the effect of you can send 1 face-up Umi you control to the graveyard and destroy all other cards in the field. That effect right there can probably win me the game single-handedly. If this card hits the field through either being tributed for or called a haunted or premature burial, I think this card just outright wins the game in some situations. Then we have Mermaid Knight. Mermaid Knight is another Umi interactive card. It has the effect of it can attack twice if you have Umi on the field. It's only 1.5k. It's a 1.5k beat stick, which is not very impressive, but it can be a 1.7k beat stick, which is also not impressive because of the fact that the other deck has this fucking guy. And this fucking guy completely walls everything in my deck. But we'll get to that in a sec. Then we have Mobius the Frost Monarch, which we've already seen. It's a Monarch card. It's 1 tribute, and if you tribute summon it, you get effects. Mother Grizzly, we've already seen this card as well, I believe. It has the effect of when it dies, special summon a 1,500 or less water monster, attack water monster from your deck in attack position. It's really useful. It filters itself out, like you can go into it and then you go into another copy of it and then another copy of it, and then you can eventually end at either Mermaid Knight or Starboard. Then we have Ocean Dragon Lord Neon Daedalus, or Neo Daedalus. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by attributing one Leviathan Dragon Daedalus. You can send an Umi that you control to the graveyard to send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard, except this card. Now, this card can be really scary. Like, if it actually hits the board on turn 1, somehow, let's say, I think you can actually do that. Let's say you have Tribe Infecting Virus. You Tribe Infecting Virus, you discard a card, or some Tribe Infecting Virus, you play Legendary Ocean, you discard a card, you call literally anything, you discard Daedalus, and then use Premature Burial on the Daedalus, and then you sack the Daedalus for Neo Daedalus, and then you send everything on the field everything on the field and hands to the graveyard. I think that's really cool. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's a possibility that might happen. And in that situation, I don't think your opponent will ever catch up. Outside of maybe if they discarded something that has more attack than Neo Daedalus, or they get some other kind of lock going, which I don't think is going to happen because Blaze of Destruction doesn't have a card that is bigger than Neo Daedalus, if I remember correctly. Then you have Starboard. Starboard is a really important card. It's the fire deck also has a Little Chimera as a counterpart to it, and this card can kind of easily lock me out of the game in a way. If my opponent gets 2 copies of a Little Chimera on the field, I lose the game. And if I get 2 copies of this on the field, he loses the game. Unless he can somehow remove the card. Like if I have two Starboards on the field, nothing in his deck is big enough to swing over like my Starboys that is in like Tribute Monster. Thestalos, yes, Thestalos can absolutely swing over. But that's a different point entirely. Like Thestalos is already kind of a problem card that I have to think about in a bit. Wait, we'll get into them. Then we have Charm Affecting Virus, which is something we've also seen before, which has the effect of discard 1 card from your hand and declare 1 type of monster, destroy all face-up monsters of the declared type on the field. Now, I have a lot of Aqua types in here, but I also have a lot of Sea Serpents and I have a lot of Fishes. And I have a lot of Beasts for some fucking reason. Beast Warrior for some reason. So, the Fire deck has a bigger issue with being more monotype, because there's only one fire one fire monster type, and that's Pyro. So if my opponent has a large enough board, Tribe Infecting Virus will just immediately clear the board for a cost of 1. And 7-colored Fish, which is 1.8k beatstick. We've seen this card multiple times. Then we have a new 1.8k beatstick, which is Sea Serpent, Warrior of Darkness. Nothing too unique about either of these. Neither of them mentioned anything in the flavor text, so we didn't get to play anything cool from that. Then we have Heavy Storm, which I'm only playing 1 off because I don't want to pop my own Legendary Ocean or my Premature Burial or my Snatch Steal or my Call of the Haunted or my Set Torrential. So I have too many cards that I don't want to lose. Then you have 3 copies of MST because I don't want to deal with Snatch Steals, Call of the Haunted, or Premature Burials. Then you have Pog, Cool Pog, Premature Burial. We've already discussed this at one point, I think. But it has the effect of active by paying 8 eternal life points, then target 1 monster in your graveyard and special summon that card in attack position. Simple as it's kind of like a pseudo Monster Reborn. Then we Snatch Steal, which is a card that we've seen multiple times, and I don't want to think about this card. Then we have Call the Haunted, and Call the Haunted has the same effect as Premature Burial, effectively, but it's a trap, so you can activate it whenever, as long as it has been on the field for 1 turn or more. Then we have Torrential Tribute, which is going to be a card that is really important to dealing with shit that hits the board early. Or shit that hits the board in the mid-game. Because I'm going to imagine a scenario where I won't have a board, but my opponent will. So I will summon literally anything that I have in hand to pop the entire board. Simple as. Torrential Tribute is a really versatile card that can help me deal with the board easily, but the biggest problem is going to be the fact that we both have Call the Hunter and Premature Burial, which makes it really hard to actually effectively remove cards from the board, because they will probably end up coming back. Then we have the side deck, which has Fenrir, which is a weirdo card that I don't think I'm going to be using. At all. This card cannot be normal under set. This card can only be special summoned by removing 2 water monsters in your graveyard from play. When this card destroys an opponent's monster as a result of battle, your opponent skips his or her draw step or draw phase, which is not that like impressive. But let's say you have a situation where you have Neo Daedalus on the field and you just popped Neo Daedalus' effect earlier. Oh wait, never mind. It doesn't work because this thing doesn't even get to. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I thought this was Yatagarasu for a second there. Never mind. But yeah, it's completely worthless, I think. I think there's a world where this gimmick is cool, but you would need a lot of firepower behind this thing for it to be good. Then the third copy of Mermaid Knight and Mobius, because I might want to swap out like Daedalus or New Daedalus. Hammer Shots if I feel like I'm never getting my big beaters out on the field, or if my opponent happens to have a lot of cards on the field that have more attack than my cards through the effects of Little Chimera or something. Then we have Heavy Storm. Again, I'm playing it in the sideboard, mostly because of the fact that I don't want to pop my Legendary Oceans. A third copy of Premature Burial. And then we have one of the coolest water support cards in the game, which is Salvage, which says target 2 water monsters with 1,500 or less attack in your graveyard and add those cards into your hand. Now, this is a really good effect. It's really good recursion, but there's a problem. I only have like 3 cards in the fucking deck that have less than 1,500 attack. So at present, this deck does not have much use for this. But we'll see. If I feel like I need to recycle Mermaid Knights or something like that, this will probably be really helpful. And then we have Torrential Tribute. A third copy of Torrential Tribute. As you might expect, it's because the fact that a third copy of Torrential Tribute might fuck up my board as well and might be slightly bricky to the point where I don't want to do that. And because I don't want to set multiple Torrential Tributes, it's always gonna just be a dead card in my hand as long as I have another Torrential Tribute on the field. And while that other Torrential Tribute might draw aggro from a MST or a Heavy Storm, I don't think it's worth breaking myself in game 1 unless I see that he's not playing multiple copies of Heavy Storm. But yeah, that about does it. I don't think there's anything much to say about this deck. I think it's a really cool, like, first or second step into structure decks. It feels way more cohesive in a way than the zombie deck. But there's still an issue where one of the decks has a clear win con, and this deck is not that deck. The other deck has a clear win con of I can burn you to shit. Well, this deck is I maybe get out a big monster that deals with your hand and board, but that's it. So we'll see how this ends up going, but I'm really interested to see how Weebfox decided to build his Blaze of Destruction deck. Because I think either going full aggro on it or full burn on it can be really cool. So anyway, good luck with the games.
Alrighty guys and gals, and welcome to the final deck breakdown of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, man, I still can't believe we're going to Jeexx era next. But regardless, let's break down the deck for today and once again see what I hope to achieve with it. So we're running 2 Little Chimera, third one in the side. It's a very small monster, but if I have anything else with it, like, it just becomes such an incredible like swing in power because of the 900 discrepancy that it creates on the field. So I feel like specifically because obviously your opponent is only going to be playing the other type, it's going to be very good. 3 baseball kid, this just has the potential to become massive really quickly. It can swing over level limit area B as well as gravity bind if Jeexx ends up playing that. So probably one of our best monsters, if not the best in the deck. 2 Raging Flame Sprite. I have the third one in the side, but I don't know. It's really easy if you just get a turn, if you have something like level limit area B, if you have like other disruption. If you just get 1 free swing with this, after that next turn it's just gonna become 2100 and essentially impossible to deal with, so it can just snowball really like out of control. And something like this with Little Chimera like is actually decently threatening right off the bat, because unless he finds literally his like premier beaters, those being the 1800s 7-color fish and what's this size 7-color fish and a sea serpent, then it's even after 1 swing gonna be really hard to deal with this. So yep, Blazing Apache, just our best available vanilla beater, 1850. It's 50 points bigger than all the premier beaters of the water structure deck, so it's just gonna be pretty damn good for that. Then we have 3 Solar Flare Dragon. We have a lot of Pyros to protect it. Raging Flames, Right, Blazing Impachi, and even Thestalos. And itself, obviously, having 2 of these creates a attack lock where your opponent cannot swing, and you're just constantly burning them until they find a way to deal with it. So it's just pretty damn good. Because of that, then UFO Turtle, this fetches us literally everything that is a Thestalos and a Blazing Impachi in our deck, as well as when we go to the side, we have the extras. Unfortunately, Inferno cannot be summoned, because specifically it says that it must be a spell summon from your hand. So, unfortunately, can't get that with UFO Turtle, but it's still like, it can thin our deck by finding itself. It can get us whatever we need at the spot. It's just very good. And then we are running only 2 Thestalos. I have a third one here, but I feel like Thestalos is just a good payoff. I feel like more of the time we're gonna be like wanting to swarm the field with a lot of like stuff like Ultimate Baseball Kid, Flame Sprite, and Impachi instead of getting Thestalos. But you still want to have the couple Thestalos to be able to go into something bigger if need be. I have the third one in this set, like I said, but the problem with Thestalos here is that we actually want to be hitting non-monsters with the effect, since there's so much insane stuff in the spell trap department. And if we actually hit stuff like Daedalus, the regular Daedalus, then he can just get them back with Premature Burial or Call of the Hounded of his own, and then go to Neo Daedalus that way, completely having to skip the part where he has to tribute for it. So it's actually going to be, in a lot of scenarios, bad for us if we discard his monsters. So it's just here as like the biggest beater, but like I said, with 2 other fire monsters, which I don't think is too out of the realm of possibilities, we could just get Ultimate Baseball Kit to 2500 and then go to town with that. And Daedalus and Neo Daedalus both swing over Thestalos anyway, so it's just here as a good bigger beater most of the time. 3 pot of Greed, obviously. We are playing 3. Sorry, I keep on messing with my words. We are playing 3 Heavy Storm actually, and 3 MST. I just want to have as much removal for not only all the possible back row that Jeexx could be playing, because like we established in the set breakdown, the deck has access to Torrential Tribute, which I feel like can be really detrimental to us if we want to swarm with stuff like Ultimate Baseball Kid. And also, I really don't want Umi to stay on the field, because that deck is a lot scarier when Umi is on the field. So we just want to maximize on the possible removal for his spell traps. 3 Tribute to the Doom. This is just a pinpoint removal spell for whatever we need to deal with his monsters, and the discard cost is actually not the worst, since we have stuff like Call of the Haunted and Premature to get cards back from the grave. So we can actually then, if we want to go for Thestalos just as a big beater, we can just discard that for Tribute to the Doom and then get it back with stuff like Premature, and that can actually be a really big swing. 3 level limit area B. It does prevent us from swinging under it with stuff like Solar Flare, Impachi, Thestalos, and UFO Turtle. But like I've already said, like I feel like a lot of our offense will revolve around Ultimate Baseball Kid and even Raging Flame Sprite. So I feel like it's worth it to hinder Jeexx's basically all of Jeexx's attacks, unless we're specifically under Umi as well. So I feel like Area B is just going to be really nice for that. 3 Snatch Steal, obviously, because we can just take his best thing. 3 Premature Burial and 1 Call of the Haunted. I wanted to opt for this ratio because I want to have some way of getting stuff on his turn if I'm gonna die, and then I can actually Call of the Haunted something back to maybe save me. But most of the time I obviously want to be getting stuff back immediately on my turn, which is why I figured I'd max out on a Premature Burial. But our stuff is decently small, and like I said, like the other deck has stuff like Torrential Tribute. It has stuff like Hammer Shot, and even the big Daedalus and Neo Daedalus cards, they wipe the field. So there's going to be a lot of stuff hitting the grave with our own discards and his removal. So I want to be able to recur stuff as much as possible. But yeah, that is the main deck. As for the side deck, we already talked about a lot of this stuff. I briefly mentioned Inferno as well, but this is mostly here just if we need another wall, if we want to slow down the game. I only have one Gaiasol Combustible Collective. It's essentially here just as a finisher. If I feel like I can't close out games, but if the games are, if this is here basically if the games are getting really grindy and really slow, we're getting multiple monsters on the field, but can't really do anything to each other, then I can maybe, when I have stuff like Solar Flare Lock maybe established on the board, again, normal Gaia Soul, sack the Solar Flare Dragons for it, and then just swing for a big 4,000 to win that way after I burned him down. So this is essentially here just an alternate win con if we need it. I have 3 Noblemen across out here. I wasn't really sure what to put here, but I wanted to have a plan if he ends up going like some sort of much more controller route, because he has access to stuff like Torrential and stuff like that. If he's setting a lot of stuff, I want to be able to maybe deal with it immediately with stuff like Nobleman, and then go for swings and actually pressure damage, because then we can finish off with burn if he ends up going with a slower game plan. 2 Molten Destruction, this I probably won't end up playing, but if for whatever reason Jeexx has ended up playing something where he doesn't really rely on Umi, maybe he's not playing the Daedalus cards and that makes Umi less scary, then we can maybe take out some Heavy Storms and put in Molten Destructions, because 500 attack boost is still a pretty damn good attack boost. Like, hell, it makes Solar Flare Dragon 2000, so it's actually then becomes an offensive threat. 2 Call of the Haunted, just if I want to absolutely max out on the recursion. And finally, 1 Singular Dust Tornado, just I wasn't sure what I really wanted to put here, just to give us like the next best thing as for spell drop removal if we are really struggling to deal with stuff like Torrential Tribute and the like. But yeah, that is the deck, and hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and I thoroughly hope that you enjoy this last episode of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Era. I'm really excited for today's episode, and I'm just as equally excited to enter the GX era. It's due to nostalgia factors. It was the era that I grew up in when it aired on the TV, and that's how I got exposed to Yu-Gi-Oh! Initially, so it holds a very special place in my heart. But before that, let's knock out this final episode of the original era. I need to stop repeating myself. I'm sorry. This has been me stumbling on my words, but I will see you all in the dueling zone. Ladies and lads, welcome to another episode of the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and it is the end of an era, because next week we are gonna be entering the GX era, which is still such a crazy statement to say. Like, time has gone so fast. Like, how are we already here? Like, Jeexx, what happened?
I don't know. We've gone fairly deep, and it's kind of blazing the way towards GX.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Damn!
I knew
You read me like an open book.
You know, I like how our mind games have literally just become like, just, okay, how many times will the other player throw a rock? And oh boy, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but I think for my turn one, I would like to activate Pot of Greed to draw 2.
How could this be?
Fuck. Well, shit.
Blazing Apache turn 1.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This ain't the greatest. This is not the greatest hand.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Perfect. I'm gonna get to win. I don't even know what traps that set has.
Uh, huh.
Okay, now.
I mean, I could just be setting, normal spells to play around Delinquent Duo.
True. Delinquent Duo is a very, very fearsome card in this set.
It is a
And
fearsome
you would-
card, and I wouldn't put it past you to cheat, because I definitely
Wait,
would
what?
cheat myself.
Oh man, that was actually something that came up while I was building my deck in chat. Somebody was like, "Oh, and Delinquent Duo, 3 after Delinquent Duo, right?" So they saw me put in every
It's like
single Pokemon card in the game.
Yeah, this deck isn't good enough, so I'm a throw 3 Delinquent Duo. Oh shit! I see you're a man of culture as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of talented. That's kind of.
I like the cards you're playing. But yeah,
I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna call Pyro real quick. I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna do this. I'm gonna spell some of this guy, and I'm gonna pay 800, and I'm gonna go for face for a lot of damage. And it's your turn.
Yep.
You can.
So that is what, 34, right? Yeah, 34. I will take it. That is indeed a lot of damn. Well, shit.
No, you were saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say the deck wasn't good enough, so we're gonna do just a little bit of cheating, like play 3 Delinquent Duo and a couple of Cash Zera Fenrir's, because
that was actually something that I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the Fenrir, right? Like the deck includes Fenrir,
Yeah.
so
This deck has Fenrir, and if I'm talking about Fenrir, of course it means I'm talking about the good Fenrir, right?
yeah, exactly. Shite. This kind of sucks.
How so?
Because I don't like you having that much shit on your side of the field.
I see. That's understandable. I did spend like 5 cards just to do that much damage this turn.
That is fair.
That is a lot. I won't lie.
Remind me which. Yeah, you're premature at the Sea Serpent.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because I pitched him with Trap Infecting.
Yeah. This is so weird.
This is whack.
Cause like, I have like a couple things I could do, but I don't know what I want to do. I guess I am doing this either way. I'll snatch the LD Sea Serpent.
Okay.
But then, I'm so torn on which play to make. Now I think this is what we'll do. We'll just go battle for phase, hit over this thing for 200, and we'll go main 2. We'll set a monster and yeah, go, and you gain 1,000 for snatch.
Ooh, let's go. 1,000, baby.
Huge.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Let's go,
I'm
baby.
gonna normal summon a monster.
Ooh.
Then I will attack into this thing.
Mm-hmm. It is a Chimera.
And then I will set 1 card face down and pass.
Alrighty. Let us.
Arguably, me saying that card is kind of irrelevant because you can just get rid of all the other spell traps on the field without losing much value anyway. Misplay.
It's actually a bit awkward because and okay, this is not. This is gonna feel really, really weird.
Yeah.
But I think I'll actually activate Heavy Storm.
Before you do that,
Yep.
I'm gonna suggest a alternate line of play which offers you the same benefits, arguably. If you don't have MST in hand or something, then this doesn't really matter. But if you really want to get rid of like your own Sea Serpent Warrior, then yeah, go ahead. But you could also swing your Sea Serpent Warrior into my Sea Serpent Warrior and then Heavy Storm, so you can get rid of mine.
I know, like, basically everything, it works, but let's just say I really, really want to make sure that's not torrential. So
It is torrential.
Okay, thank God. Yeah. So yeah, your Sea Serpent stays. Everything else gets sent.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna... Because it's... Yeah. I'm gonna normal Baseball Kid.
Oh my God!
And I'm gonna Premature Burial my Chimera.
That's a game remove.
So Sea Serpent goes down to 1400 and Baseball Kid goes up to 2000 exactly?
2000, yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll go Battle Phase. We'll swing over this for 600 and then we'll swing 1100 face.
Yep.
And then we go main 2 and wait, isn't that 600?
Well, oh wait, it gains 500 too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I thought it was every other one too.
Yeah.
Just every other one.
All good. And yeah. Also, I forgot to pay for Premature, so I'm gonna do that. I apologize.
I go standby main, and I just got so fucking royally screwed, dude. Man.
Your Grizzly is... Oh, you want it to die? It's 100 points less than Chimera.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to die so I can do this.
Yep.
Like, I wanted to do this multiple times, but I can only do this twice here.
Yeah. That's fine. And you lose 200 total. 200. Massive.
Yeah. Massive. And then I'm gonna just trade this into that.
Yep. It is gone. And Baseball Kid is only 500 now.
Then I will set one card and pass.
Alright. Ooh, alright. That's a pretty good top deck. I'll MST your back row.
No, not my back row. I'm gonna special summon Mother Grizzly in attack position.
Okay. And then chain resolves. Grizzly goes like right.
Resolves, yeah.
And yeah, let's go for damage. I'll normal Raging Flame Sprite. And both go face, so 15 and 100. And then it goes to 11.
Okay.
And now, don't find an answer to Flame Sprite, please.
You literally know what I have in hand. We just made that clear last turn.
That's 3 hundo.
Yep, and that's turn.
Yep, I am gonna...
And now you're gonna summon another monster. Right? You're gonna summon another monster? Motherfucker.
Face for 500?
What the fuck?
Go.
Okay, buddy. Like, I'm just gonna... Full disclosure.
I was like, there's no way you get more monsters, but alright, I guess that... Oh! I don't know why you're not just, like, doing this like I'm doing. I think this is, like, much better. 29.
What the fuck?
It's only 500. No, I'm keeping it. Go. Another Daedalus? Ooh.
Oh no, that's not the option. I'm gonna go for. Wait, no, that's not the
I
option
mean,
either.
yeah,
I mean, it's fine. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab this.
Baseball kid?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab this.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, if you do that and he's pressing one with 1.5k and you get your own snatch steal or something, it's gonna get completely fucking shat on. And if you get your own ultimate baseball kid, no, that doesn't matter either. But you could get Raging Flame Sprite. What could you actually get that's bad for me here? Because I can't use UFO Turtle's effect.
Yeah,
No matter what
UFO
happens.
goes, even if you snatch
So,
steal it, it goes to me. So
Yeah.
I will take 100.
100. Yeah.
And
then you're
Till
gonna
goes to
summon-
grave, and I will.
I'm gonna top deck a Mobius next turn, by the way.
Now this is interesting. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be funny, but I don't think it makes sense. Nah. I know both of your hand cards, obviously kind of cheating, but no, fuck it, I'm going for it. I will special summon Solar Flare Dragon.
Okay. And I'll pass, and you gain 1,000.
Yeah, and I will get a MST. Shit.
Jack.
It's
That
not.
would've
It was not an MST.
That
I mean, it would have been
till 2.5.
crazy. It would have been my third MST already. Another thing is, doesn't it actually make sense?
You know, this thing is probably the best bet you could have had when you think
Mhm.
about it. Because Premature Burial is complete turn off now.
Now the question.
I don't know if you considered it, so.
Yeah, no, I am. Now I'm considering. Do I? Because it was like either that or Flame Sprite. Because if I crash these, what happens next?
If you crash these, I don't lose any life points, and Premature Burial is online.
Yeah, I know. But it's like...
I think not crashing and letting me have the decision of whether or not I crash these is a overall superior option, simply because of the fact that I have to make a decision, and if I don't make that decision, I get fucked anyhow.
Because I'm leaning
I'm
towards...
forced into that situation.
I'm leaning towards that kind of too, because it's like... Obviously, you can't boost Baseball Kid. Like, there's nothing you can get to boost Baseball Kid yourself. I will then get Burnty 500, and then even if you don't elect to crash them on your turn, I get 1,000 more, which honestly at this point, with me having burn and gaining life points simultaneous, like, it's actually gonna matter, because I don't think that deck had like life point recursion.
It has your snatch steal.
I mean, yeah, that's literally it. So, yeah, I do think it's the play that I'll keep Solar Flare intact. I'll just pass and face you take 5.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have a monster in hand.
That makes sense.
And it's your turn.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
I top deck
Yeah.
a monster, but yeah, I did have monster, so
Yeah.
Pretty-
The
pretty
card
lucky.
that I
on my
top decked
part.
was Heavy Storm.
Yeah, it's like
Doesn't do anything there.
I definitely played like super greedy, but you getting unlucky with double bricks kind of swung it for me, so definitely got lucky there. But as we say in the industry, we take those.
Take those.
But yeah, let's go game 2. Yep. And let's try this again. Oh, I was gonna say, like, are you actually considering?
My fury is quite deep.
Fair, fair.
I'm gonna
That's interesting.
set one card, and I'm gonna
Pass.
pass.
Our like third ones have not been very good. Let's normal in Apache
That's okay.
and 1850 the dome.
That's okay.
Apache is so good, man. It's
I'm
funny
gonna
that we're
summon
still.
Tribe
Oh,
Infecting
yeah.
and kill that.
Yep, it is gone.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go on battle phase, and I'm gonna swing with my Tribe Infecting virus.
I will take 16.
And I'm gonna special summon my Morbius. And then we'll...
Yep, 24. That is a lot of damage.
Now you just pop that with MST and What you were saying?
Oh, I forgot.
About Blazing Impachi. I would assume you were gonna talk about how we're still stressing about like normal monsters.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, I was like, it's funny that we're literally like at the last like product of this era basically, and we're still like, bro, 1850 vanilla. That's pretty good.
Like we had a 1.9k vanilla last set, and that card was really good.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's really cool actually. I
it
think
is.
it's really nice.
I definitely agree. Now I have, and once more, I have a really greedy line, and then I have the logical line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't have MST, but I think this will do. So let's heavy storm that. Let's premature burial.
Yep.
Back my Impachi. Let's normal baseball kid.
Yep.
And let's go battle phase. And this over for 250 and then 1500 to the dome. So 750.
Yep.
And main two. I don't think I want to overextend. No, yeah, I'll just pass. I don't think it
Okay,
makes
stand
any
by
sense.
main. I activate Mystical Space Typhoon, targeting a premature burial.
That's pretty good. Yep. It
My
is
Legendary
gone.
Ocean.
Ooh.
I normal summon Mermaid Knight, and I will attack twice.
17. So I will take 1200.
Yep.
And then I'll just take the 17.
And then I end my turn.
So that's all okay, boss. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's so bad for me.
He's retracting now, and he's gonna pop MST on my Legendary Ocean. It doesn't matter anymore.
Man.
Mine.
I think this is the only. Is it? I think this is the only out I have. Premature. Going to 3.
Two fucking prematures, man. What the fuck is this?
Don't worry about it. Get Impachi. And then. What is the right one? I think this is the right one. Solar Flare. And
Okay.
Battle Phase. Swing into this for 150. And then 1500.
Yeah.
And then. Fuck. Go.
Hammer shot.
Yep.
I set one card and I pass.
Okay, it wasn't the monster, at least.
Kind of a skill issue on my part that I didn't draw the out. I'm popping your field.
Okay. It was that. Fuck. I am
The reason
green.
why I didn't set this earlier was because I really needed you not to pop Mayumi.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, wait.
Yep. I'm in premature range. I can still use premature.
Yeah. I'm now thinking, does this achieve? I think it's literally like Prage. Bro, why did I overextend?
Okay, buddy.
It is a monster. Yeah.
It's rabies.
Nice one. Nice one. Let's go game 3. Fuck. Why did I greed, man? I figured like
Sometimes
no way
you
you
get fun.
already have a torrential, but I guess I did open a premature and then turn 1 draw my second premature, so I guess it makes sense, but still. Man.
I put my third copy of Torrential into this deck because I was like,
You were playing 3, you're kind of crazy.
because the reason why I wasn't playing 3 because I need to have board.
Fair.
I am the beatdown, and if I clear my own board, I lose.
That's fair, that's fair. But yeah, let's go the final game. Alrighty, and the all-important game 3. Who will reign as the final champion of OG era Yu-Gi-Oh! And you love to see that. I will pot of greed.
I think we've already got our winner here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just draw a pot of greed on your first draw, and we can both do the good old turn 1 pot.
I mean, I would happily do that if I could. Let's see, what does this deck have again? It has UFO Turtle. UFO Turtle is 1,600 defense.
The deck has like 2 or 3 cards it would want to set.
I don't know. Just body check this.
1,200.
Yeah.
So take your turtle and bring me my... I mean, I gotta do it. Let's go Solar Flare.
Solar Flare? Oh, bruh. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, okay, yeah, sure. I'm gonna just set this one card and pass.
Now, there's no way that would be another torrential tribute, right?
I am activating in response to your mystical space typhoon. My own mystical space typhoon. Targeting my mystical space typhoon.
Then mine will fizzle because no target. And I am so glad this happened. Whatever you do to my boy, I don't even care. I will normal summon Solar Flare Dragon.
Oh my
so
god.
You cannot declare an attack.
2 of them?
Yes.
That's kind of crazy.
And now the thing is, we just get Diva, probably. I mean, yeah, you know me, I gotta go for the 100 damage, though.
100 damage and a special summon another one.
Oh! What if I stop here? Then you don't get to filter your deck, actually. Oh, who am I kidding? Take your another 100 damage.
Another 100 damage. Oh, how will I?
Watch that last 100 actually make an impact. That would be fun.
That would be kind of funny, yeah.
It's like instead of, at some point, instead of being 900, you're 800 life points.
I think I'll go for a Starboy.
I don't like that.
That's a really good card.
It is. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that card exists, and that is not great. Yeah, I'll just pass, take 1,000 burn.
1,000 burn. Oh,
I just wonder. I can't remember what was like pinpoint removal in that deck other than obviously Snatch Seal works.
I'm just wondering if I should do this or that. I think this is actually my best bet, and I should totally do this. And
Shit.
I think that answers
Yeah,
the question.
that'll do it. Tribe Infecting is a pretty good card, it turns out.
That card was banned for like 2 decades, dude. This may be a
I know
reason.
why.
Yeah, and it's your turn.
I mean, that's what I get, I guess.
Get what you fucking deserve.
Wait, that's actually... Okay, that's actually
Got
kind of
finisher?
interesting. Now the question is, am I a lunatic?
Yes. We've already like established this over the last like 20-something episodes that we've had. I don't think that's the question we should be wondering anymore.
It's so, like, weird. Like, it's so weird.
I mean,
because it's like, okay, let's say I go that. I go. Fuck. I did this. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay, I think, do I? This is such an awkward position. If I go for... Oh, it's so fucking weird. Okay, this is kind of weird. I think this is what I'll do. I will Snatch Steal. Tribe.
Water boy. Okay.
Then I will
Disappointing.
Tribute Tribe.
Okay.
For Thestos.
For Thestos.
And if you want to shuffle your hand, you can, and then we can discard after.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go for this one.
Can you choose another one?
I'd rather choose that one. Ooh, you love to see that.
Skill issue, yeah, sorry.
I mean,
it's my bad. My bad for playing poorly, guys.
I mean, you know,
clearly,
I didn't
I
didn't throw a die. I picked myself because I knew that was like, I've been hand tracking, so I knew that was Snatch Steal. So that's why I wanted to make that play. And now I'm once again faced with. Okay, I'm not. I will. So minus 2,000. That's I think this is just the play. I'll just swing into this for, what is that, 950 points of damage?
Man.
Oh, it's just...
Said MST?
It's just a 950.
950?
Yeah, it's not 1950.
Oh,
because mine is 2,000 and yours is 1,050. So.
I hate this.
Bro, what's with the 50s, man? It's so weird.
The 50s were weird, yeah.
I think I'll just pass on that.
Oh,
and now you'll get another Snatch Steal?
Well, of course I won't. What do you take me for? Actually, this is supposed to be in defense. So.
Yeah. And now this is where it gets interesting.
No, this is where it stops being a game at all, and I should just scoop.
Because the thing is, at which point do I want to overextend? Is the question. Because, like, later on, any back row you have just makes me terrified. But at this point, I think it makes the most sense. I'll normal Impachi. And, yeah, I'll just go battle. Do this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, even if I hadn't seen it, I don't think the deck has literally anything that could even... That didn't have anything that has, like, big defense stats.
No.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
That does something. Stems the bleeding, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Does it?
Snatch stealing the Scissormid Warrior. Yep.
Is it greedy? It's kind of greedy. Fuck, how greedy do I want to be? There is a Daedalus here, which fucking terrifies me.
Yeah, it's there for a reason.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you getting into one of your recursion style cards and then... Or
Well, you
maybe a pot
have
on one of those, so...
enough options to deal with it, so it should be fine. For you.
I think actually what I'll do is I'll... Normal Sprite. I'll go battle, I'll swing over this for 14, and I'll swing 100 damage with Sprite.
Yep.
And I'll just pass.
I'll MSD my own woman.
GG's.
That was the worst fucking game we could have possibly
Bro, my hand was insane. I had Premature here, I had Heavy Storm here. Okay, then the last one was Sprite, but...
This is
my top. I mean, there was a Pog and Snatch, but apart from... Oh, would you look at that, a tribute monster.
I have 3 of these in the deck.
There's my call. There's an MST. Another Thestalos. I mean, bro, those were good draws. Another MST. Oh, gee, I had everything. Okay, then kind of a draw, but...
Well, I don't think the issue was even the fact that you drew anything, because the biggest problem was simply the fact that you hit the Snatch Tail.
Yeah.
Like, you hit the 1 in 3, which is like, okay. GG.
What were the other 2 cards? It was...
Mermaid Knight and Sea Serpent Warrior of
Darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah, it was those 2, gotcha.
2 worthless-ass cards that do absolutely fuck all.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I had the whole time. I also had the Heavy Storm in my hands. Obviously, would have gotten one turn with the Snatch Steal, but
like, even if you didn't hit the Snatch Steal on that turn, or even if I didn't use Snatch Steal on that turn, I could have waited until I had Mobius, and I could have then Snatch Stealed and sacked it for Mobius.
Yeah.
Because I only had 1 Daedalus left in the deck, because I removed the other Daedaluses.
Yeah.
Because they were completely dead cards, effectively. So I had more Mobiuses in now. So my odds of drawing a Mobius were higher than before. So even if I just stalled out for that 1 turn, and then used Snatch Steal, because my next draw was the Mobius.
Yeah.
So if I just drew the Mobius, Snatch Stealed, and... Oh, actually, no, it was the same fucking turn. It was the turn after you dumped my Snatch Steal. I drew Mobius. Yeah. So I could have just Snatch Stealed, sacked the Thestalos for Mobius.
How many more were you playing originally?
I was playing 2 of them originally.
Okay. Cool. I was all the way. I was playing 2 Thestalos.
Yep.
And I obviously were not playing Flame Emperor because that card is bad.
Yeah, the fact that it can't special summon itself is kind of dog shit.
Yeah, like 2 tributes to get rid of all your resources from the grave to pop some back row after it's been summoned, when the 1 back row that I'm afraid is torrential where it doesn't matter is... Yeah, I'm good. I think I'll manage without. But yeah, I think like apart from this third game, I think overall like these games were pretty good, and like
Yeah.
these are cool decks. We were discussing it a little bit before, but definitely both of us did feel like this were like the fire one was the better deck, but it wasn't like crazy like as in the Kaiba and Yugi evolutions. Both of the decks were actually like pretty good, but it's just.
Yep.
I don't know, it just like this just felt like a more complete package overall. And like what's this face? Tribute to Doom isn't like the greatest, but it's still like as great as Torrential is, like you not really because I don't think apart from the data analysis, the deck didn't really have like pinpoint monster removal after it hit the field.
Tribe infecting.
Oh yeah, that's obviously it's really good, but yeah, it's like not. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Tribe was definitely like the best card in the deck. I feel apart from like
I think
Snatch Steal, but
if we played more games, I feel like the Tribe Infecting Virus would like eventually give me enough wins for where it would like either equal out or show like a difference in card quality.
Yeah,
for the decks.
because like
I think overall the fire structure has a better game plan and a more sensible like way of getting to it. But I think the water structure has ways of breaking shit open. Because one of the biggest things is that you have so many pyro cards.
yeah, it's like what is Baseball Kid was a warrior, UFO was a machine, and then there was Little Chimera was beast. But everything else, even the stuff that I didn't put in, everything else is pyro.
Yeah, even Thestilos is pyro.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like that means you can just fucking kill it.
Yeah, if I ever like overextend into a board with like, let's say I've had insane like 3 card board, it's like okay, holy shit, this is crazy, and then yeah, Tribe Infecting just deals with. I was a little bit bummed out that I got a decently early like the Solar Flare lock, but then it's like okay, I'll Tribe Infecting and get rid of both.
I was just looking at thinking like, okay, I can Snatch Steal one of these, or I can just use Tribe Infecting and get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
So I just did that instead because I also got rid of the data list that was in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a good play. But yeah, like these decks were cool. I definitely like think like having these thematic decks and actually have them be functional to this degree was pretty damn cool. But yeah, bro, I can't believe next time it's GX. I don't think I need to wonder what you're gonna be playing. I was initially thinking like, should we just do the hero mirror to start off GX, but I think I'll just do the other route in the set, so you can show us what heroes can do.
Let me showcase what I'm gonna be playing next time. You can probably put this in the video.
Well, sure.
Just play this. Play this as an outro.
Oh hell yeah! All right. I'll just before we enjoy this cornerstone of culture and the greatest opening in the history of any anime ever, I would like to thank all of you for being with us. Actually, you know what? This makes for great background music.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us today. Thank you thus far for sticking with us for all of basically original Yu-Gi-Oh! And next time we're diving into what probably, would you say it's probably like our like favorite era, maybe just because of the nostalgia factor.
I hate GX in the card game, but I love GX in everything.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good way of putting it, because I think like when we get the synchros and XZs, it's gonna be like cooler for especially these, because like they're more splashable and are gonna be, we can actually showcase the different summoning types. But just for the childhood memories, I think GX holds a very dear place in our hearts, so it'll be very fun to enter that era, and it's just crazy that we're already there. But that very prolonged outro out of the way. Thank you so much for watching the episode. Thank you for being here thus far, and we'll see you next time when we enter the era of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.